When it said money, I said,
yeah,
wood in the trash, like you don't pay for religion.
That's all they want.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hell they was. I seen they still there.
Yeah. Well,
they gave me a tape. I never did listen. Never did. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, once you're on their list, they never leave you alone.
Oh, they wouldn't let me alone after I cussed them out. Yeah, I just wonder what the hell was up with them.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Take care. What is Dianetics? Come in and find out. Bring your wallet.
Please sell me the bridge to total bankruptcy. If it's anything like Chicago, that means they took like 5 people maybe. If you look on their blog spot, they had this picture of all these people and they said they were Kansas City Anonymous or a Kansas City Scientologist. And I looked at the picture and compared it to other websites for Scientology. There's a bunch of people from like Utah and Omaha in the picture saying they're ours. It's pretty excellent.
Yeah, they always flying people to make it look bigger.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to notice that.
You have something you want to say to me?
Yeah. Where's Shelly this guy?
Where's what?
Shelly this guy. This is the biggest growing religion on the planet. You think the guy's life would be easy to find, right?
What do you think?
No, I come out here once a month. No idea about you guys.
Why don't you take your mask off and talk to me face to face?
Well, because we know about the fair game policy, man.
It's fair game.
Don't you know about it?
What happened, right?
You know, I've read through policy for 36 years.
So did you know about the fair
Have
game
you
policy?
ever read a book?
I read Dianetics, yeah.
You read ever anything else?
Yeah, I read most of your H-Coms.
My what?
H-Coms.
Do you want to have a civil conversation with me, or do you want to just take a conversation?
Yes, I'll have a civil
I'm very
conversation.
critical of your...
Take your mask off and have a conversation.
I can't do that because of your fair game policy.
I have no camera.
What about in there?
Nobody else. Well, we'll go around the corner then. Let's go around the corner.
Then when you see me on the street, you can say, well, I have a reason to be paranoid about Scientology. I think you know that.
No, I think you have another agenda.
Have you ever
What is my other agenda?
heard of a person called Paulette Weaver?
Yes, I have.
Did you understand what happened to her?
Yes.
What in your opinion happened to her?
You know, you have one story, I have another story.
What's your
I'm
story?
asking you to watch this.
I'm interested in your story about
Is this
I'm
going to
asking
be...
you to watch that.
Here's the thing. I'm going to watch this.
Okay.
And yeah, I will absolutely watch this. Now, is this going to be like the one that you guys made of us? It's very, very critical. It's all hackers and
I didn't
criminals.
make any DVD of you guys. All I'm asking you is if you guys would let us, conduct our services in peace, okay?
Okay,
We're
what are
not
your services?
harassing you.
Or your services are all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Okay, well then there's no point, I guess, in having this conversation.
Well, listen.
Well, if you don't want to get in comms with me, that's fine.
I'm trying to.
It seems like you don't want to.
I do, but I would really like it if you take your mask off.
I can't do
Sit
that.
down and have a cup of coffee.
I will sit down and have coffee with you, but I can't take my mask off.
When and where?
How about inside once a month, second Saturdays?
Inside the church?
Yeah.
If you take your mask off, I will do that.
I can't go inside of your church with a mask on.
All right, well, I guess that's the end of that.
So because you can't see my face, you can't communicate with me?
I'm not communicating with you. I'm communicating to a mask.
Okay. People manage to do that all the time. Look, I can communicate with all these people wearing masks.
Now, if you really believed what it is, whatever it is, I'm not really sure what you believe in, then you would communicate
I'll
to me
tell you what I believe.
I believe Scientology is a dangerous cult.
I have problems with your tax-exempt status because you have a corporation that runs your church and makes money for people. There's profit in what your church does, and that's not acceptable.
Based on what?
Based on law, natural human rights,
You said you've been a
silly things
Scientologist
like the Constitution,
for 30,
the Bill of Rights.
36 years, did you say?
We have the right to practice our religion. That's part of the Bill of Rights.
You absolutely do, but what you don't have a right to do is have tax-exempt status from the corporation that runs your church.
And how is that different from any other church on this planet?
Completely different.
Yeah.
There's no other church that sells
There's
only
churches
sells.
that tithe.
There are no
Yes,
other
it's
churches that
I've never
voluntary.
seen the Pope riding around on his custom Bugatti. I cannot say the same for your buddy David. I don't see a lot of heads of religions living in major mansions. By the way, I'm Buddhist.
I don't live in a major mansion.
You're not the head of a religion, are you?
I'm the head of the church here.
We're
That's
talking
great.
about the chairman of the board of what is it? Which companies he runs?
Yeah, which
RTC.
one is it this week?
The Religious Technology Corporation.
Yeah.
Well, ma'am.
Scavenge. He's the one who runs everything. The thing is, his regime has completely corrupted your religion. It's ridiculous.
How would you know that if you're not a Scientologist?
Because we
You
know
haven't
several.
studied Scientology?
We have over 1,000 people who have left and told the same story.
Yeah. Your ex is
And
gone.
meanwhile,
Now
there's
listen.
millions of Scientologists.
No,
No, there's not.
There
There is
are
not
not.
millions. Do you really believe that? You really believe there's
How many-
millions of Scientologists?
Let me ask you a question. How many
Can I ask you
parishioners?
guys a question since you're grilling me?
Okay.
How much money do you get paid to stand out here
None.
on the
Literally
corner?
none.
Oh,
None.
Big Pharma, you
Who
mean?
brings the pizza?
Pizza? Who's eating
Nobody's
pizza?
brought us pizza
Well, I've
for
seen
ages.
people bring pizza over here.
Yeah, because
You have
we order it.
somebody that works at Pizza
We can
Hut?
afford our own pizza. We hold regular
What
jobs.
is your motivation? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
I'll tell you, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't want your religion to go
Can
away.
you stop doing that, please? Okay. I didn't bring my camera out here. I'm trying to
Well,
get
that's
in
a first.
communication. I'm asking you to please stop doing that.
Well,
We'll have to record because we've been called. They called the police for alleged assault before. It's a security.
I have no intention of calling the police. I'm trying to figure out what it is that you want. Okay.
I'll be
And
more
I'm
than happy to
asking you
tell
to
you.
please turn that off.
let me ask you a question. How many parishioners do you have in this
Here?
branch? Yes.
Probably about 3 or 400.
300 or 400. I've only ever seen 3. You and the 2 people that others just walked in. You know.
Well, I'm technically not a parishioner. I work here.
Okay. And so you're including yourself in that 300
Do you
anyway?
count the people that come in and out of the church?
Well, you're the fastest growing religion on the
2.
planet.
That's what I'm saying. The fastest growing religion on the planet. That's what they say, right? All the time, right? How much growth have you seen in the last
I've
year?
worked here since 1996.
How about in the last 5 years? How much growth have you seen? Really? Can you honestly say that?
Yes, I can honestly say that.
How many new people?
I don't know, like several hundred in the last
Several.
couple of years.
Are you counting people who come to services who get auditing every day? Or are you counting people
I'm
who bought the
counting
book?
people who have done services. We have like 300 people on extension courses.
Okay. And these are all new people.
Service, like
Okay. So you said you've been a Scientologist for 36
Okay,
years?
if you want to have a conversation with me, can I finish what I'm saying? You ask me a question I'd like to answer, or do you want to just keep firing questions at me and not let me answer?
I'm trying to get to a point, actually.
What is your point?
My
The point
point
is,
is-
I'm wrong and you're right.
My point is that you have not seen any growth and you know it. You said you've been a Scientologist for 30
How
years.
come your ideal org isn't open then?
Yeah.
Because we have to do the renovations on the building.
You've been doing the
I drive by that
renovations.
every day. I haven't seen any renovations at all. Nothing's
You have
ongoing
to
there.
go over and look at the inside.
But it was supposed to be done by
You've been doing it for 4
2010.
years, and
Yeah.
you've been
Yeah, I
renovating
know.
it for 4 years.
That's right.
How in the world haven't you opened it in 4 years?
There's a lot of work.
Just like the
There's a lot of-
Superpower building.
Okay. Now
The Superpower
listen,
building
I think
was
there's a lot
9
of
years.
money to be spent is the problem.
Yeah.
You're running out of money because there's no growth, and
You can't rank 300 people that don't
Well,
exist.
you know, I sign the checks and I pay the bills, and we pay our bills every week. Okay?
That's
Why
I
didn't
don't
I
see
hear.
you with it.
Well, let me ask you, that's a good question. When you guys were cited by the city for having a cruddy-looking building, why did it take you so long to get it fixed? If you have so much money.
Because we're working on the building.
It took you
We're actually
months.
we're taking that down.
You're doing
We're
what?
rebuilding that wall.
It looks the same as it has for years, just worse.
Okay.
So if you have all this money, how come you can't get this stuff fixed?
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to end this conversation because I don't think there's any point in having this with you.
I do want to answer your earlier question.
You kind of have your mind made up, and I am honestly trying to get in communication.
I really want to answer your earlier question.
Okay, what was my? I don't even remember what.
I
it
know,
was.
I know. It's
What
kinda
our- what
hard.
our goal
It's like
is for
4
being
people
here.
talking, but guess
Yeah,
what?
well,
I get it.
you're all firing questions, and then when I try to answer, you cut me off. How's that communication?
Well, we assume you're at cause, but
Well, I'm standing here. I walked over here.
it's awesome. I'm so happy for that. Here's what we want.
Yeah, so
okay?
you can put that on your website. I'm sure it'll be on there tomorrow.
Perhaps, I don't know. This is what I want. I want your tax exempt status to go away because it's not right. And I want some of the people who work for your corporation to answer for the crimes that they've committed. And they're not hard to find. I know that you guys don't believe everything you see on the internet, neither do we. But there's enough conversation coming out of people that have blown, who don't really have an axe to grind with Scientology. They just realize this is not what I want anymore. And they have all kinds of really sad stories about fair game and getting bull baited. This is all unacceptable behavior. Church of
What would
Scientology.
you like me to do about it?
Church of Scientology, I don't care about your religion. It's the corporation that runs your religion and the way they run it that bothers me.
I got it.
Act ethically. practice your religion, but practice it ethically.
I believe that I do.
You might. You know what? I may not have any problem with your actions whatsoever. But the chairman of your corporation, David Slappy, come on, he beats his people? That's not acceptable. And it's been verified over and over again.
We're talking, and look, to be honest,
Are you? But I'm still talking to him.
I can't
Just let him talk.
You know, yeah, I could probably talk a long time. The bottom line is, I really want to finish one more thing.
Yes, okay. Don't cut us off.
I really have no problem with your religion whatsoever. It's fine. I don't really care about it at all. It's the damage that the people that run your religion do. It's not okay. Tailing people to that psychiatric medication is going to kill them and all sorts of distortions. It's not okay. Those things help people. Your front groups like Narcanon, the lies, the Purif rundown. How can you poison people that are sick?
Purification rundown.
So you OD'd on niacin? How did that feel?
Felt great. I did great, and it helped me a lot.
And did non-fat soluble drugs ooze out of your pores?
No, some other things came out of my pores, but you know.
Niacin.
Sweat because you're really hot during the Purif rundown. It's scientifically proven that you can't have non-fat soluble drugs ooze out of your body simply because you overdosed on niacin and got really hot in the sauna.
Well, I think you might want to read that book again because it's water soluble,
Okay.
not non-fat soluble.
Non-fat, really?
Yeah, I think you might want to reread that. You might want to
There's
get your facts
the
straight.
whole point about non-fat soluble is that the drugs will be inside the fat when it oozes out of your skin. That's the green, greasy, black stuff that's supposed to come out.
I think you need to reread that. 'Cause I think
Reread what? What
I think
describes
you
the
need
Purif rundown?
I think you need to read the scientific studies on that, of which there are.
Yeah, and they all tell us bunk.
Yeah.
There is no peer-reviewed scientific study that has said the Purif rundown works. In fact, it's been pretty widely regarded as dangerous. People have died after the Purif rundown.
Well, I'm still here.
Oh yeah, you
And
are.
I've done it twice.
That's the plural of anecdote is not data. Okay,
Okay.
people have died, and you'll subject someone to that.
I have not had anyone die.
I'm sure that you have not, but you're part of an organization that says yes, this is something you should do because you have a problem with drugs, and then try to get somebody to join up as staff after they're cured. That's kind of weird.
Well, you seem to have all this pretty well taped, Ryan. And I would really like you to get your facts straight, but I don't know if that's possible. Because
So-
you pretty much got it all figured out and your mind made up, and that we're just bad.
I'll tell you what.
Okay?
The next time I'm out here, I will bring a peer-reviewed study on the Purif rundown, and you do the same.
Okay.
Feel free to come out here and talk to me about it. I'll have it with me. And that's scientifically proven study that you're supposed to bring. It's been peer-reviewed, not by one, not by two. I think the standard is typically 10 in a medical peer review.
Okay, are you a lawyer?
Am I a lawyer?
Yeah.
Why would that have anything to do with anything?
I'm just curious. You sound like one.
No, I'm actually not a lawyer at all. And we're not paid by Big Pharma, by the way. You realize how crazy that sounds, right?
I don't know if that pays you.
Who told you that?
Where did you hear that?
You know, I don't know why you're really doing this.
I mean, I bought this.
I told you why I'm doing it. I just told you a minute ago why I'm doing this.
It doesn't totally add up in my mind, though.
Well, I'm sorry about
Well,
that.
Ken,
So, you know, I appreciate the fact that you were at least willing to talk to me and you didn't like beat me down. So I appreciate that. And, I mean, obviously you're entitled to your viewpoint just like I'm entitled to mine.
Certainly.
I have one more question, and this is absolutely a problem that I have. Why do you guys call the police on us when we're not doing anything wrong?
When was the last time we called the police?
3 months
I
ago?
have never called the police.
Okay,
Somebody has.
you're redirecting. Why do people who work for your church call the police on us when we're not doing anything
The
wrong?
only time that I think anyone ever called the police on you is when you were standing in front of the doorway, okay? And that's not okay.
Actually, it's completely legal.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to block people from
We
coming.
didn't block anybody. There's nobody going in or out. You've called and lied about our bullhorn being too loud when there's no batteries in it. Why?
I haven't done it, so I don't have an answer.
But this is yours. You said you learned this, right?
That's right.
So you're
But
responsible for what
it's
your
entirely
people
possible that
do.
somebody called when I wasn't here, you know?
You're responsible
maybe you
for
were
that.
doing something that they objected to.
Well, that's okay. It wasn't against the law.
Okay.
You can't
Well,
call
did
the
they
police
stop
because
you?
object.
Did they kick you out?
Did they kick us out?
Okay, well then what's the problem?
Well, were they applying the tech when they called the police, or was that misapplication?
The problem is that I'm out here doing
you guys
nothing
are
wrong.
so smart. You got it all figured out, don't you?
Flunk, was that misapplication of the tech?
That is not part of the tech, okay?
Really?
So it was.
You want to ask me some more questions so you can cut and paste and put it on the internet?
Yes, I would. I would.
Now,
I have a
if
question,
you were
ma'am.
really interested in the things that you were talking about, how come your signs don't say that?
Don't say what?
What you were complaining to me about.
Oh, wow. Because you have to get like a little tiny bit out there for people to get. So we tell them something like Google Lisa McPherson. I don't have enough room on my sign or enough time to tell everybody what I want to get out there. I mean, really, if that was your point, you could just put exactly what was going to happen right there on your billboard and people wouldn't have to come in. That's a silly question.
Yeah, and to
It
be
is?
honest,
Yeah, it's a very silly
a
question.
little more about these people because this is the first time that we've ever talked to a Scientologist. This is the first time one of you ever come out of that
If this is
building.
the first time you've ever talked to a Scientologist,
I mean, in
where
this
are you
context.
getting your data
Yeah,
from?
In this
Here.
context is what I
Where do
mean.
you get your data from?
Ex-Scientologists who have been in longer than you have.
Yeah.
Now listen up. I want to ask you, do you know what the Sea Org is?
I have a relatively good. I mean, I've been in this.
Yeah, well,
Do you?
what most of what
Do you
we're
know
talking.
what it is?
Yes, that's
Have
what
you
I'm
ever
trying to
been in the
say.
Sea Org?
No,
Okay, well then how do you know?
because
Have you ever been to Antarctica?
Yeah,
Have you ever had a relationship with someone and then broken up with them?
you're seriously going to say
No,
that
I'm
hundreds of
just
people
asking.
who
Have
have
you
left the
ever
Sea
had a
Org?
relationship with someone and broken up with them?
Sure.
Okay, did they speak kindly of you afterwards?
Yes.
That's
Typically, yeah.
good. I guess it wasn't a violent breakup.
Well, I didn't steal all their money and tell them not to talk to their family.
Okay.
But no.
Why do you have disconnection? What purpose does that serve?
You know, if a woman is being beaten by her like husband or her boyfriend, do you
Right.
think that she should have the right to disconnect from him?
Well, not disconnect. That's not the term I would
Do you
use.
think that she should no longer be able, she should be able to walk away from that?
course.
Okay.
So what you're saying
That
is
would
if you
be
leave
the
the church, that's violent?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I'm
If a
talking
person
about.
doesn't want to be a Scientologist, they don't have to be a Scientologist. They can walk away.
But why do they have to disconnect from their family if they want to stay in your church?
Well, that's not true.
It is true.
It's
I can.
actually completely off policy to do that.
No, it says you can't use that term
That's a lie,
anymore.
ma'am. I know someone personally.
You know what? I'm gonna end off because I don't see that this is really gonna go anywhere because I'm just gonna be told that I'm lying.
I can tell you why. I've spoken to an ex-Scientologist.
Okay, but you know what? You haven't read the policy letters or the.
We have read a lot of policy letters.
Okay, well,
Everything
ma'am,
your church
That's
has
a
done
policy.
is out.
Ma'am, I spoke
That's
to
a policy.
an ex-Scientologist who was in the Sea Org. He was in Scientology for 22 years. He and his wife decided they didn't want to stay in Scientology. Their son wanted to stay in. He was forced to disconnect. I've spoken to him personally.
Okay.
Okay, what's your opinion of that? The church
I'm not
forces
going
on.
to comment on it because I
Oh,
don't
you're
know
not
the
gonna comment.
person, and I don't know that
Well-
you're relaying the information factually.
How about
I can
Mark
tell you.
Edwards?
I can give you his blog. I can give you his personal blog. Would you
Okay.
care to look at it?
Why don't you come out here sometime when Bernie Headley's out here and tell him the same thing that you're
And
asking?
Bernie hasn't been able to talk to his daughter in 6 years because you won't let him. The church you work for, that you represent, will not let him.
Maybe she doesn't want to talk to him.
Maybe.
I'm sure she
I mean,
does,
I don't
but
know
that's-
him and I don't know her, so I'm not free to comment on that because I don't have the data. Unlike you guys who will comment on anything.
I won't comment on anything. One more question. Actually, probably a lot. How can reading the story of pneumonia kill me?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know
Did
what
not
to
tell
do?
them.
May I ask where you are on
What
the
OT
break?
are you? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not. I'm clear.
You're a clear.
No.
How come you're not shouting and suppressing us then?
How come not what?
How come you're not shouting and suppressing us then?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Shattering our suppressions.
Let me
You got
put
that wrong.
let me put that a different way. If you're clear, how come we're out here? I thought we've been handled. Can't you
I
just
think
go in
that
there and make us go
I
away?
think you have a very big misconception on what clear is.
Explain to me what clear is.
Well, you read Dianetics. Why don't you just grab your Dianetics book and see what it says? I'm not gonna
I didn't
explain
hold on to it. It was really a waste of space on my bookcase.
Well, that's not what it's all about. Okay?
Well, tell me, what's clear about?
Not you. Look at the
Go-
book
oh.
and figure it out.
Here,
Read that, like,
if I
watch
pay
that
you, would
TV.
you tell me
No.
what it's all about?
I would not.
That's funny. I thought that's how that worked.
No.
Really?
Read the book.
How much did it cost you to get to clear?
I co-audited, so it didn't cost me very much.
How much is not very much?
I don't know, like a couple $1,000.
Couple
How many other
thousand.
religions
No.
require you to spend a couple $1,000s to get to their spiritual
This-
I don't know why you have such a big objection to that. You know, we have to pay to like keep the electricity on. and
Other
keep
churches
the
do
doors
that.
open.
Other churches
On
do that
donations.
without costing
Okay, well,
$1,000.
you know, look at this building and go look at some other church buildings. You know, it's obviously we're not not talking about millions of dollars there.
Yes, you are, actually.
Right, because it's going to David Miscavige.
No, it's
Going
not.
up the
They
chain
used
to RTC.
church money to do Tom Cruise's motorcycle.
Yeah.
Did you see what was it, $300,000 they spent on his 40-year birthday? Did you see the movie of that?
How can we have all these points and you just keep saying, no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not?
Thank you for visiting the Church of Scientology of Kansas City, Missouri. Conveniently located next to a bank, a tax preparation office, and a pharmacy to better serve your spiritual needs.
Kansas City,